tell you now about a very brave 14-year-old. You'll meet him in a moment. 14-year-old Jack McMorrow of Queens, New York, battled the same symptoms, but the teenager is now back home this morning after spending 10 days in the ICU. Jack and his father, John McMorrow, join us now. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Jack, let me start with you. Take us back a few weeks ago. Tell us what happened. I know you woke up with a sore throat, you had a rash, but when did things take a turn for the worse? What did you notice?
Things really started taking a turn for the worse the Saturday of that week. And my symptoms really got a whole lot worse. I woke up with a 105-degree fever and I couldn't move.
Wow. John, I thought this was interesting. Jack's first COVID case came back negative, and I know he was prescribed antibiotics and a steroid. But you say your family pediatrician was very persistent. What happened?
He was the one who brought to attention that it could be an inflammatory disease. And he stressed that when we went to their emergency ICU team. And that led to them admitting him into the hospital. Otherwise, they had already discharged him after the first COVID test.
Well, thank God for that persistence. Jack, take me to when you were admitted to the hospital. I know things got scary. Can you describe your symptoms when you were at the hospital and what it was like as a 14-year-old in ICU?
It was definitely very scary. I had a really bad fever and I was getting really hot. My body, I couldn't move it, and if you tried to move it, it was very painful because all my organs were inflamed. It was a lot of shortness of breath and a hard fight, but I feel I did pretty well.
John, it's every parent's worst nightmare. I know you sat by Jack's side beside him in the ICU. How scared were you? And I understand you chose to text your wife with updates rather than phone her. Why did you do that?
Because I didn't want to alarm my son. He didn't want to die, and I didn't want to tell him how dire the situation was. But I had to reach out to my family to let them know that I didn't think he was going to make it.
The strength of a parent. Jack, I know you've said that you didn't think your father was a very religious man, but I know you noticed something at the hospital that will probably stick with you. What did you notice your father doing, Jack?
Yeah, he don't pray too often, and the fact that he would actually sit there and just start praying and actually get down and start praying and visit, you could see it. It was strange to see.
Such a powerful moment. Well, we have you here this morning. You're healthy. We're so happy to talk to you. John, there are a lot of parents who, frankly, are afraid and they're scared. What would you say, when did you see a turning point that you knew things would be okay, John?
After, I don't know. To me, it was miraculous. It could have been after all the prayers. He turned around in 3 hours just before they were about to intubate him, and I find that was a definite sign. I don't know why. The doctors don't know why. The nurses didn't know why, but we were celebrating that day when he stabilized. It was a very dire situation. I had just finished telling my family that it was going bad.
Oh, my goodness. Jack, you are so brave for talking with us. There are a lot of young people who probably wouldn't want to, but we thank you for sharing your story with us this morning. What do you want other people watching this morning to know about your experience?
It was really painful, so just stay safe and follow the regulations, really.
And John, what would you say to other parents who are watching?
I would have to say to the parents you're your child's best advocate, and speak to your pediatrician and look for the diseases that you think might be there. I did it because a neighbor of mine, his child died, and he died of sepsis, and they founded a foundation called the Maurice Staunton Foundation, which we did, and my doctor pushed to look for inflammatory diseases, and that's why I believe my son's here today.
Well, thank God you were his advocate, both of you. John and Jack, thank you both for sharing your story. God bless you.